This episode we review one of the newest cruise ships in the world, the Star Princess, with a soaring glass sphere that sparkles and shimmers in the light, and a dome that's so pretty it almost takes your breath away. It's been built to impress and totally dazzle you. Its pools and terraces seem to float above the sea. It's all laden with features and attention grabbers. We just came back from 7 nights aboard within days of its maiden voyage, and we're going to take you right to the heart of the ship so you can imagine what it would be like to be there. We'll uncover the spaces that may surprise and intrigue you. But behind all of this, underneath that sparkle, lies the big question. Is it a success? Is it really the modern all-rounder ship that we've all been waiting for? The future of cruising? Let's find out. Welcome back to the Ritzy Travel Guide. My name is Bill, and it's great to have you along with us. Now, this last year in the cruise industry has been incredibly busy. So many new ship releases, more so than in any other year I can remember. And Princess has been in on the act as well. The past month has seen the launch of their brand new ship, the Star Princess. It's only been out a couple of weeks, and as I record this, it is quite literally the world's newest cruise ship. Now, this new Star Princess is an important one for them to get right. It's part of their new Sphere class, a radical change in the look and feel of their ships. It's their master plan for all future ships going forward. Now, as you might recall, last year, the launch of their sister ship, the Sun Princess, didn't exactly go according to plan. In fact, the exact opposite. In case you weren't aware, it missed its maiden voyage a couple of times, and parts of the upper deck had to be totally rethought. It caused more than a few headaches. Princess are definitely hoping that their new Star gets off to a better start. So it's going to be a very comprehensive review. It's going to be totally immersive and wrap you in the spaces like you've never seen before. We'll show you the restaurants, both included and additional cost Speciality, a cappuccino of wild mushroom to be precise, and what have you got there? And whether they wow you with their menu and creativity. We loved some, others less so. We'll also stroll around the bars, try them out, show you the clubs, what they offer, and the theatre and shows, and what's new in there, and whether you'll have a blast. Plus, of course, the cabins. Now, we had more than one during our cruise. It didn't all go according to plan, and we'll let you know what went wrong, because something very definitely did. We'll also show you the decks and the pool area, and some of the new features.
Oh my God!
Because these new Princess Sphere class ships are very, very different from Princess of old, and much, much bigger. And I think there are 5 things that we really like about the ship, and 2 that have got us quite worried. I predict that half those that go aboard will be very, very pleased with what they find, and the other half will absolutely not. So let's get going, and for full clarity, this is not a sponsored video. Nobody told us what to say. These are entirely our own opinions. Right, let's head down to the ship right away. Here we go, day 1, looking at the newest Princess class of ship. And that sphere is the feature that gives it its name. It's right at the centre of the ship.
Are we ready? Let's get aboard.
It's almost like a goldfish bowl. No other cruise line has one of these on the side. It's a distinguishing feature for them. And here on our wrists is the Princess Medallion.
Got our medallions? We're ready to zap ourselves in.
These are the wearable devices that replace traditional keycards and are scanned for a variety of uses. They track you around the ship, let people know where you are. More on these medallions later. And the nearer you get, you feel the presence of that sphere. And our cabin was right there, is right in this cluster of staterooms here. Would this be a huge mistake? You'll see it as the cruise go along. We'll show it to you. Walking through the ship for the first time, particularly at night, it catches you rather by surprise. You look at it and almost do a double take. Is this a princess ship? It is different. Even the staircases have gone all illuminated. It's a lot more modern than Princess of old, isn't it? The ship has the ability through lighting to take on whatever colour scheme it feels like. And being called the Star Princess, they made sure one of the modes is this blue. The next aspect that strikes you is the scale and size of the ship, much bigger than any princess before. And the Piazza is on 3 decks, with huge LED panels from floor to ceiling. All of the venues here join in this look and feel. And it carries on outside as much as in. Here is a quick glimpse of the dome, one of the standout features of the Sphere class, with huge waterfall coming from the ceiling, bright rainbow colours. We'll be back to the dome in just a moment, as I have a lot to show you in there. Let's skip across to the theatre to see what they've done there. Here we go. It's called the Arena, deep inside the Star and Sun Princess. It's a space that feels unlike anything Princess Cruises have built before. Gone are the old rows of theatre seats and velvet curtains. The Arena is built in the round, with a near 360-degree performance space that wraps right around the audience. Every seat feels close to the action, and I think it's a real success. Several other cruise lines are also designing their theatres like this too. With this shape, you don't just watch the show, you do feel much more a part of it. Interestingly, the stage is designed to move and transform. It lifts and tilts and even rotates. This was their pirate-style stage show that's called Meridian, complete with fire to singe the eyebrows right off the nearest spectator. So Princess is trying to liven up their theatre acts just a bit. It's a 900-seat venue. It sounds a lot, but not really. With 4,500 passengers aboard, you've got to get there early and grab a seat. Now, if theatre's not your thing, there are other live options. There's the Princess Live, which at times is a comedy club and has a whole host of other double duties. Still to come in this video in just a moment, we look at our cabin, or cabins, because we needed to make a change. We had problems with that. And you might too have the same issue, so we need to tell you what happened. We're also going to take a look at the dining aboard. What's included, if it's any good.
Well, it wasn't me. For the record, it wasn't me that ordered that one.
And the speciality options that are available for an additional fee. For all of that, let's head outside to take a look at the pools and the deck areas. Right, here's the Lido, or main pool. We're up on deck 17. It's a spacious facility, and generally the pools are big enough. And for once, it has sufficient hot tubs all around the ship. I lost count on the Star Princess how many there are dotted around on multiple levels of the ship, front, middle and back. And there are some groovy recliners in the pool. Perfect for that waterproof popcorn in hand, watching a midnight movie. And there are sufficient bars and quick serve food outlets dotted around the Lido area. Everything from pizza to burgers, salads, in fact quite the selection. No issues about the food options. Point to note, the main buffet is not on this deck, it's much further down, later on that in just a moment. Secret area, or what I call a secret because almost nobody seemed to find it during our cruise. It's right at the back, the aft. Here it is. It's a bit fiddly to get to, requires a bit of going up and down various levels to reach it, because it's tucked out of the way with a nice wake view. And an infinity pool. All rather fun, good for taking Instagram pictures. You felt like you were in a piranha tank. And at night, it's well illuminated as well. Moving on, let's go out to the dome, which I think is one of the real success stories. To us, this is one of the real talking points of the ship. One of those signature spaces that really define both the Sun Princess and this her sister, the Star Princess. Let's take a look from the outside first before we head in. From here, it looks almost like an observatory. It's curved and full of intrigue. It's a little bit futuristic, a bit space age. Almost something you'd expect to find in a sci-fi set rather than floating on a cruise ship. There's definitely a touch of the Eden Project about it, if you've seen that in England. Now heading inside, and I think this is where it does become a little bit special. It's part solarium, part entertainment lounge. It's one of the most photographed spaces on board. During the day, it's flooded with natural light. You've got loungers, a small pool to one side, and a calm, spa-like feeling that's almost a bit zen. And some of the most comfortable seating on the ship. And you know what? It's one of the most underused areas of the ship. I'm not sure why. I think it's delightful. This is basically Princess's answer to Celebrity's Eden or Royal Caribbean's 270. And when the sun goes down, that's when it really delights. Walking in, lights lead the way. The whole space transforms into an immersive entertainment venue, with live music, lighting effects, and projections that dance across that curved glass. Walking up, it's like a viewing platform, a stadium. The dome becomes this glowing, multicoloured crystal at the top of the ship. It's bold, it's futuristic, and whilst we were on board, they hosted what they call the candlelit evenings, which are intimate live performances with singers and musicians. It feels like a Christmas globe, immersive, almost magical. I'm not sure if my footage is doing it justice, but trust me, the dome is a wow moment. And I came back several times with different cameras just to capture it for you, from up high, from the side decks, from below, because every angle shows something new. I don't always agree with modern ship design, but I'll give this section of the Star Princess a pass. And when you step back outside afterwards, the whole surrounding area is bathed in a matching lighting. It's not to everyone's taste, but to me, it gets it right. Let me know in the comments what you think. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please do give it a like, give it a thumbs up, as it lets us know we're on the right track, and we'll try to put out more of this type of material. So our coverage of the Star Princess will be across 2 videos. The first one, is what we call the full review, which includes our verdict and conclusion. The second video, which will be out in a couple of weeks, is our cruise diary, where we show you behind the scenes of the trip, what we got up to, and an insight into daily life.
What, for breakfast? I don't believe it, for breakfast.
Both videos give a different aspect and focal point. Okay, food time, and I know for a lot of people this is one of the major determining factors which cruise line you go with. We're going to look at every major dining outlet in turn, including the buffet, the main dining room, and what speciality options there are. And there are loads of these, more than we can shake a stick at. Should we start off with the buffet? Actually, there are 2 buffets on the Star Princess. Let's start off with what's called the Eatery. Here we go, it's the main buffet. It's bigger with an open plan layout. It is mostly self-service, which I know is divisive. Half of you watching this will say, thank God, that makes it quicker. The other half will say, it's not hygienic, everyone breathing over the food and holding the utensils. Either way, I must congratulate Princess on the Eatery. Given the budget at their disposal, I think it's more than fair with what they're giving.
Look at the prawns.
It's seafood buffet dinner. Let's have a look what's on here. We've got some Kung Pao shrimp, some Caribbean jerk fish, some grilled snapper fillets. We've got a big vat of mussels there. Some more shrimp here. Shrimp galore. This is Louisiana sauce shrimp. Some scallops. Got some smoked salmon. Got some smoked mackerel. Got some baked salmon there. We've got some smoking seafood lasagna. We got some grilled minute steak, some mashed potatoes.
Lasagna is almost like moussaka.
Yeah, that eggplant lasagna looks tasty.
We have a soft spot for Indian cuisine.
We do. We love it. We like a bit of Indian, particularly North Indian cuisine. Some nice rich curries. We have some Madras shrimp curry, some pork vindaloo, some chicken makhani. We have some shrimp curry, dal, some naan bread. Okay, we have some pulao rice, some onion pakora, chicken katsu. Suddenly there's Japanese in the Indian section. It's all manner of excitement and delights and fascination.
What really helps is that there's an additional second buffet further back, same deck. It's called the Americana Diner, and it's a sizable venue. And a top tip, it is consistently quieter than the Eatery. For some reason, people couldn't seem to be bothered to walk the extra few yards to this buffet.
Oh, here we are. Healthy. Got some healthy salads. My wife would be impressed with that one. Some roasted potatoes. We got some lovely looking pork leg. So look, there's nobody here. See, look, it's quiet. Some grilled, beef pastries. And there's absolutely nobody here. This is the secret place on the ship that nobody knows about. With your roast pork leg. Fantastic. It's actually what this is the secret section of the ship that people don't come to, the American diner. There's far fewer people here.
But who knew? In the American diner, you can get a quiet, healthy meal.
It's a sanctuary, away from the crowds. So, top tip, if you're saying there is nowhere quiet on a ship of this size to come, yes there is. Well, there is on these Sphere-class ships. And there's a lot of space. Look at that chef's hat. That's amazing.
Still on Deck 9, by the diner, are some quick serve outdoor options. We really enjoyed these as they're quite gastro. The quality is a notch above what's normally served on board ships of this grade. Again, well done, Princess.
Detroit-style pizza. It's like deep pan, is it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there are 4 outlets on board that serve pizza. They're all different. This one is by far, we reckon, the best. And it's complimentary. You don't even need to pay an additional premium for this one.
By the way, Ritzy Travel Guide is on Instagram and Facebook. If you enjoy following us around in real time, in between filming for YouTube, you can follow us on both of these. You'll see what we get up to, the countries we visit, and behind the scenes. The channel name is the same as here, Ritzy Travel Guide. There is the link up at the top, and I'll also put the address in the description box for this video. So follow along with us on Facebook and Instagram, and we'll see you in those. Right, back to food, because we're only partially through that, and we've got to the important part, the main dining room and speciality outlets. So there are 2 dining rooms. Aurora dining room on deck 6. This is traditional fixed seating dining with assigned times. Then you have the Celestial dining room on deck 7, which is anytime dining with flexible seating. We took assigned dining. There's 2 times you can choose from, 5:30 or what we took, 7:30. Now, a cautionary tale here. We are so pleased that we took assigned dining because almost every night we walked past the Freedom Dining, there were lines right round the block, almost round the ship, with some rather disgruntled people looking at their watch saying they had been standing there for hours. I can't say this will happen every cruise, but we are very glad on our cruise that we took fixed dining. So let's show you the dining room empty first so you can get a sense of it. Right by the aft is the pretty section, the desirable part. Good luck getting in here because everyone wanted to be right here. You've got lovely high ceilings, floor to ceiling glass with a great wake view. Right, let me show you a selection of the food we were served in the main dining room so you can get a feel for whether you think it's good or not.
I just want to point out that here in the Aurora dining room, the tables and seats are nicely spaced out. We've all been on cruise lines when the tables are way too close in the main dining room. Looking at you, Cunard. The next table's there, isn't it? Or it's just there.
Your personal space.
Reaching out. Ah, French onion soup. So, amongst the major cruise lines, I think that Holland America has the best French onion soup, both from a presentation point of view and from a taste point of view. That's looking alright. Look, stretchy on the stretchometer. That's not bad, is it? I'm actually going to give that an 8 or a 9 out of 10.
I can't say the same for this though. Literally, sliced tomatoes with balsamic glaze.
Now, tonight's appetizer, we have crab cake. We have a short rib with mashed potatoes and a jus.
Don't forget the magic powder.
The magic powder. You look like you're going to shoot me. You look like from a 1930s Chicago movie. Very tasty short rib. That deep, rich flavours. They're probably braising it down in the engine room for, weeks to get it nice and tender. And we have beef Wellington. It's a traditional dish that we always try to order when it's on offer. A little bit of comfort food, a little bit of puff pastry and a nice wine reduction sauce. Double loaded, it's a double-barreled shotgun of snails. There we are, doesn't that look pretty? So we have duck à l'orange.
That is beautifully cooked piece of duck.
It is a beautifully cooked piece of duck. Surf and turf. It's a little bit different than you normally get. I mean, okay, they said shrimp, so I would agree there are shrimps. And we have veal with creamed potato and spinach. We have Cointreau souffle. If we haven't had enough to drink at the bar already, we certainly will for dessert. I've got a lemon pie with these flicky artwork.
You're having this under protest, aren't you?
Oh, absolute protest. I didn't want it. I just was forced to have it.
So far in our review, we've been rather complimentary. You might think we're extremely impressed with the ship. Well, we haven't got onto the negatives yet, and there are a few major ones, and we'll get on to those, and you can decide if those are relevant to you or not. Right, here is where things could start to unravel for Princess. Because their two sphere ships, the Star and the Sun, make the atrium, the Piazza, the central focus of everything on the ship. Everything leads to and off this part. Now, depending on who you ask, this is either a brilliant idea, a real feature, or a complete nuisance. It has proved to be exceedingly divisive amongst passengers because it's big, loud, and very much in your face. There's no avoiding it, and Princess schedule a lot, and I mean a lot of events in here, day and night, because right off the atrium are a lot of Star Princess's bars and lounges and venues, so let's take a look at those. First up, and a very pretty bar right by the Piazza, really a part of it actually, is Bellini's. It's always a popular institution on Princess ships. It's chic and well done. Actually, Bellini's here on the Star reminds me a little of the Martini bar that you get on the Celebrity Edge class of the ships, though it's smaller here. There's windows out to the ocean on one side, and it's open right onto the Piazza on the other. And the designers have been working hard on Crooners too, also off the atrium, higher up. And it's got this retro vibe going, a sort of 30s throwback, I feel. I like what they've done to Crooners. The bar with seating clustered, and then outside, which is also a mini performance venue with piano and acoustic bands. The walls are all adorned with props and pictures. And a deck down, and you have the good spirits at sea. Fun theming in here. Think of it as a mixology class meets funky bar. It's all a bit daft. Ice gets tossed in the air, cocktails are shaken and stirred, and everyone gets into the spirit of things. That theming continues with a perennial favourite on Princess, O'Malley's Irish Bar. They've been aboard Princess for years and years, and it has been enlarged, this venue, since the Sun Princess version, with a lot more seating and space. You can buy traditional pub food here for a supplement. It's the place to come for a wind-down, leisurely evening with a resident Irish band. There's also a Spellbound on board, as first seen on the sister Sun Princess. It's in partnership with Hollywood's Magic Castle. Now, we didn't dine here on this occasion, but just to let you know, it features performing magicians in a whimsical themed room with Speciality theatrical cocktails. There is an additional fee for this venue, so it's closed off to general access unless you pay that cover charge. We are coming back to Speciality in just a moment, but let's take a break from food first and take a look at cabins. Right, we booked what's called a Cove cabin. That's a slightly different variation of a balcony. These Cove cabins are a little bit unusual. You might refer to them as a sheltered balcony. Here you can see it from the outside. They are often popular on windy or rough sailings. We booked it because we thought it would be useful to film one, as they're quite rare in the cruise industry these days. Not many of them around anymore.
Right, let's go and check out our cabin. We're in 6337. Always that certain amount of anticipation. What's it going to look like? Well, it's brand new. I hope it's gleaming.
Now, if you haven't been on Princess for the last few years, mostly these days they have these panels outside each door because the medallions are proximity readers, and as you get close, a few doors away in fact, your door will unlock. Hey presto, magic, you don't even need to tap it. Now, there are some who don't like these proximity readers, they prefer a card, but to be honest with you, I much prefer it. You don't have to fish around in your pocket or belongings to get that card out. And we bought optional wristbands from Amazon to hold the medallion, and you wear it like a watch. Incidentally, these screens that you see by default do also display your name and initial for your surname. Now here's a top tip for you. You don't have to have your name broadcast to all the world on that panel outside your door. On the first day or whenever you feel like it, you can go to guest services, which is what we did, and ask them to remove your name from that panel, and then it just shows a picture instead. Just to let you know, just to tip the wink, you don't have to have your name displayed outside the cabin. Right, in we go to our Cove cabin. This was suite number 6337. On entry, it does feel very nice actually, bright and airy. The designers have gone for fairly neutral tones. None of this bright scarlet you might get on Virgin Voyages. Here they keep it safe. Bed first, then the long sofa by the balcony. In fact, very long, 3-seater, took up quite a lot of space. Now, the bed is comfy, and Princess are known for their beds, and the sheets nice and smooth. Big TV screen, dead centre of the bed, well done. And each side of the bed, you've got admittedly quite small side tables. And then a swing out light, all ships seem to be now using. Sockets, you're well provided for, USB A and C, plus international ones. As for the wardrobe and hanging space, I'd say it's fairly normal for a room category such as this. Small safe, make them bigger cruise lines, and the shelves, hanging and storage were fine. Anything up to a 10-day cruise, you'll probably have no issues. Now out to this Cove balcony. Cunard actually have a sheltered balcony still, very similar to this. They used to be popular, these sheltered balconies, back in the day with traditional ocean liners. Keeps you out of the spray and the waves and the wind. Okay, let's show you the bathroom. Now, if we are being honest, it's not the biggest we've seen in the premium category. It's not tiny, but we've definitely seen bigger on Holland America, Celebrity and Cunard, who are in this premium category. Now, we will show a longer version of this cabin tour in video 2, so watch out for that. It will be released soon. Remember to be subscribed to our channel. Subscription is free, it just lets you know when the next video is released. And if you also toggle on that notification bell, it sends you a little message as well. How handy! Now let's take a look at some of the other dining options, the speciality ones. Okay, there are several of these aboard. We'll give you the price as we go along. The first one we're going to take a look at is Catch by Rudi. Cost to dine here is $60 per adult and $30 for children aged 3 to 12. It's quite artistically decorated inside, a bit like Murano glass. The menu is created by Michelin-starred chef Rudi. He also creates menus for Holland America. This restaurant mainly focuses on seafood with some other items too. Now, we did dine here during this cruise and were great waitstaff, full of energy, and we ordered a selection from the menu. They are heavily into the presentation side of things. They're little gimmicks, shall we say. We started off with cioppini, which is a fisherman's stew, came in a huge plastic crab. Then they had surf and turf, which was like a filet mignon with a lobster tail.
Let's just give that one a little bit of rotation.
It's really clever.
Then for dessert, I had the mixed dessert platter, which included triple chocolate truffle. My wife ordered, well, she ordered dessert that ended up being big enough for the entire village. It was a huge pavlova. She almost fainted when she saw that one. The set had even more extra calories, if you needed them, as it was stuffed with chantilly cream. A fully extended version of our evening Catch by Rudi is in our upcoming video too. The next speciality dining we tried on this particular cruise was Love by Britto. Strange name. Here it is. It's almost impossible to find on the ship because it's up high, right at the back. Many people don't even know it's here. You practically have to send in the bloodhounds to locate it. Once you do, it's a nicely themed outlet. And depending on your dine time, try to get a sunset time slot because it does have beautiful views. It's conceived by the pop artist Romero Britto. You may or may not have heard of him. Tell you what, this restaurant is a visual explosion. It's bold, it's bright, and it's slightly bonkers.
Happy Valentine's.
It's Happy Valentine's. It's actually miles after Valentine's Day, but never mind.
Menu is quite eclectic, also $60. You get an amuse-bouche to start, then you can select items such as oyster with gold leaf perched delicately on the top.
The second course, there's the frothy cappuccino. A cappuccino of wild mushroom to be precise.
Mains were excellent. We went for the Wagyu beef. Also available are items such as Chilean sea bass. And the desserts are all love fest themes. Once again, we have an expanded review of this restaurant in video 2.
I don't think I've seen so many roses in my life.
Now let me quickly run through some of the other speciality dining options available on the Star Princess. There's Makoto Ocean, which is Japanese. Princess say it has a modern Japanese twist, and it's set right off the main atrium, and it's open plan. Serves a lot of sushi and sashimi, and here are the chefs in their open kitchen arrangement. Cost to dine here? Yes, also $60, $30 for children. It's got a broad selection of Japanese items that you would typically expect. Now, you can also dine here at lunch, and if you do so, you pay per item. Next along is Sabatinis. You probably all know this one because it's been on Princess for years and years and years. This version is quite nicely done. Got an upscale decor, nice lighting. It's perennially popular, this restaurant. It's a trattoria that focuses on Tuscan cuisine. Price, yes, also $60. Don't like that? You've got Butcher's Block by Dario. This is the meat lover's temple aboard the Star Princess. Look, you've got huge slabs of meat in the fridge outside to give you the idea. Inside, the restaurant's nicely done. It's that classic steakhouse feel to it. This one has a huge life-size red cow right in the middle. Menu is as you'd expect. You've got various choices. Think aged ribeyes, tomahawks and tenderloins. A couple of others to mention. You've got umai teppanyaki, that is new to the Sphere class. You gather round a shared table as your personal chef takes centre stage, showcasing his juggling acts as the food sizzles in front of you. You know the score. Finally, you've got the Crown Grill. Again, you probably know this one if you've been anywhere near any princess ship before. It's been aboard almost since Moses. It's their fancy steakhouse. Okay, so now let's get to the beating heart of this video. What do we really think of the Star Princess? What's our opinion? So as we said right at the start of the video, there are 5 things we think Princess have got right, and 2 we think potentially they absolutely have not, and that you might not like. So let's go through both aspects, what we think they got right, what we don't think they did, and then you can decide for yourself. Let's start off with what we liked. So, number 1 of the 5 that we like, certain parts of the ship we think have been done beautifully. I think the dome is an absolute standout. It is a real feature, and at night it looks stunning. It's almost magical. To be honest with you, this type of facility is normally behind a paywall. It's normally something you'd find for the suite guests, those in the ship within a ship section. The fact that it is here in the main section for all to enjoy is a credit. The theatre, I also think, has been well designed. It's not huge, no, you do have to get there early, but it's in the round, it's got good sight lines and great audio visuals. The number 2 aspect out of 5 that we really like, this isn't going to sound sexy, it's not going to sound dynamic, but it's so important to your enjoyment of a cruise ship, is how does that ship handle the numbers? Does it feel cramped? Does it feel annoying? I have to say that the Star Princess handles the numbers and the capacity well. As cruise ships get ever bigger, facilities aboard need to be able to handle it. They need to be able to cope. Otherwise, life does get miserable aboard. No, the Star Princess isn't the largest ship. 4,500 is a lot, I know that, but there are ships with 6,000 to 7,000, so Star Princess is one notch below that, but it handles the numbers well. The buffet actually is a good case in point, because there are 2, the Eatery and the diner. It ensures a lot of people can be there all at once. Other cruise lines do this worse. As for the included food, the buffet is reasonably good. It's in line with other premium lines, a thumbs up. And the buffet is open for longer hours, in fact, very generous hours. It's open. Other cruise lines are much more stingy with their opening hours. The casino, which we'll cover in video 2, is also split to handle numbers. Slots in one part, main gaming in another area. Next up, number 3 of the 5 items we like is technology, and Princess is keeping up with competition here, in fact, slightly ahead of most people. Firstly, because you've got the medallion. Here's ours. I put it actually in a wrist strap like this for ease. It's a really, really good idea because the medallion simplifies your life aboard. It gets you inside your cabin without any extra effort. Its proximity reader unlocks your cabin door when you're just a few paces away. It replaces that pesky room key. And if you order food and drinks in the app, this medallion knows where you are. They can just bring the food to you. They don't need to ask where you are. They'll seek you out. They'll find you. Tech is also available in other areas. You have smart lifts. Yes, MSC and Royal Caribbean also have these, but it's worth mentioning on Princess. Speeds up the crowds. And the in-cabin TV is also reasonably smart. Shows you what you need to know. And there's a good selection of TV and movies. Item number 4 out of 5 is the staff. They are so friendly, they're so warm, they're so genuine. They're really always trying to help. Some cruise lines, maybe they're a little bit less friendly. Princess, we thought they're doing an excellent job. Number 5, and what we think Princess has particularly got right, are the pools and the deck areas. The main Lido pool area is big and there are numerous hot tubs and jacuzzis, and they're big. You've also got those pools at the aft, and there are jacuzzis in each location. Well done. Oh, and before we move on to the not so good section, we must mention the beds. Without a doubt, we think Princess have some of the most comfortable mattresses and linens at sea. We should have one of these at home. All right, let's move on to the contentious section. We've covered what we liked. Now let's move on to the 2 that we think are real problem areas that may or may not affect you. We're going to go through them and then you can decide for yourself if you think they're relevant and important to you. First up, the noise, and I'm referring to the atrium, the Piazza. It can get unbelievably noisy and is right in the center of the ship, and everything emanates from it. The designers have made everything open plan. Here's what I mean. 3 decks and all of the outlets here are at the mercy of what's going on in the Piazza. You have beautifully designed bars such as Bellini's and Crooners, designed to be elegant right by the Piazza. I mean, literally there, right next to it. Same with Makoto Japanese, also in a corridor right by that Piazza, as well as the International Cafe. Several occasions, we tried to sit there, we tried to have a drink, we tried to eat there, but it was so noisy, we gave up. We tried to find refuge somewhere else in the ship. Now, I'm all for having a good time on the ship. I'm not trying to be a party pooper, but to my mind, why design some beautiful bars, some beautiful spaces, if you're then going to have your ears blasted off? So there we are, I vented. 50% of you watching would be happy. The other 50% of you may end up resenting it. I'll let you decide which of those 2 camps you fall into. Now, the Piazza and the problems with it did have a direct link to our cabin. Do you remember I said we had booked a Cove balcony cabin? This one? Well, its location is close to this bulging sphere. We were 3 decks away, but there was still this pounding music, often late into the night. Now, my wife, she has the patience of a saint. Eventually, it got too much. My wife at 1 o'clock in the morning said, I've had enough, I cannot take this anymore. So she went off to guest relations. Yes, it was the middle of the night, said, look, I can't get to sleep. They actually had an awful lot of sympathy and said, look, let's see what we can do. Luckily for us, there was a spare cabin. We could be moved. We'll show you that cabin in video too. But I mention this to you because you've really got to closely check the floor plan of the ship, because there are several cabins around that central area of the ship. You might say, I love hearing music. I love hearing what's going on in the ship. Or you might say, I absolutely do not want to hear it. You've got to check carefully the position of any cabin you may book. This middle section of the ship is the potentially loud section. Now, I can't guarantee you'll feel the same, but just to let you know how we did. Now, the second of 2 potential problems we see with this ship is, who is it really aimed at? And I say that for a couple of reasons. Let's go through, because I'm not sure Princess have thought who this ship is for. Firstly, the main Lido pool area. There is no retractable roof. cutting down on the flexibility of the ship. In rain or cold weather, this area might become unusable. Many cruise ships and other lines are ensuring that they have retractable roofs, but not here with the Sphere class of ships. Now, according to the schedule for the next 2 to 3 years, the Star Princess is going to be based in the States. 6 months of the year, it's going to be going to Alaska. That certainly gets cold and needs shelter from wind and rain. You won't be able to get that in the Lido pool, nor in the aft pool, nor in the front pool by the dome. There is that teeny indoor pool in the dome, but that is seriously small. Other cruise lines are better provisioned for both cold and warmer climates. Now, this may not affect you, but just to give you a heads up, check the itinerary where you're going. The second reason I say who is this ship aimed at is for those with family and children. Is it right for them? Because when Princess launched these new Sphere class of ships, it was to widen, it was to broaden their appeal. When the Sun Princess was launched, they did have that. It had that activity area at the top, but for some mysterious reason, never opened, got stripped out. Star Princess didn't even attempt to replicate that. They have a pickleball and multi-use court. Nothing for the kids in the way that Royal Caribbean, Carnival or MSC has. Thank goodness, you might be saying, but if you have children, if you have families and you're trying to entertain them, if you're trying to find a ship that has it, do these Princess ships really have what a family is looking for? So have these two ships, the Sun and Star Princess, fallen between two stools? Have they attempted to suit everybody, but actually they don't? Not active enough for families and kids, but also introduce elements that might alienate traditional cruisers. We've met people aboard who are on both sides of this debate. Some loved it, say fantastic, all due for change. Others said, what have Princess been thinking? Now, coming up in a couple of weeks, our cruise diary will be out. This is our revealing second video that we always release for all our ship reviews. We'll take you behind the scenes on the Star Princess, show you a typical day aboard, and if it were you, how you might spend it. We'll be trying out a lot of different foods around the pool decks.
Oh, how did I go past that counter there?
And the International Cafe. We'll be showing you the gym. That's absolutely my wife's domain, though I might have been spotted in it, God help us. We show you much more behind the scenes of the Speciality dining. And we show you our second cabin that we had to move to. Plus, we take you to some of the ports we went to. It could be good inspiration if you're looking for some ideas. The cruise diary is always a lot of fun. I think you'll enjoy it. Remember to be subscribed so you know when that episode drops. Meantime, on our channel, we have some very interesting and contrasting cruises coming up in the next couple of weeks. In fact, as you see this, we will be on the first of 2 trips going out of Florida. Firstly, we'll be aboard the MSC World America. Yes, I know we swore blind we would never go on an MSC ship again, but the World America does look a bit different. Have MSC finally got it right? We'll let you know as soon as that one's finished. And the second ship right after that, also going out of Florida, around the Caribbean and to Central America, is with Oceania. Totally different experience. You may or may not be familiar with Oceania. They're positioned 1 notch up from Princess. They claim to have the best cuisine at sea. Let's see if we agree. It's a much smaller ship, just 1,200 people, so a different feel and pace. We'll be reporting live from both of those ships, so do follow along with us on social media. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Ritzy Travel Guide. It's been an absolute pleasure. Video 2 will be out shortly, indeed might already be by the time you're watching that, in which case it will be here, or indeed you have several other of our videos you can watch here, and we'll see you in one of these now.